For Lucina Franchi is going to talk to us about her experiences in a small town near Leghorn, Italy during World War II. She lived there, and her husband, who had been born in Little Falls in 1916, had moved back to Italy, and so actually he was an American citizen who would be drafted into the Italian army during World War II. Mrs. Franchi.
Yes.
Well, the war was a very big thing in your part of the world there.
It was terrible for 2 years, not just 1 year. You sent to the war, they started in 1939.
Yes.
But then, like my husband and all the boys at the time, they went away. They went in Albania, they went to France, and Russia. In a town, everybody live a good life, you know.
Yeah.
Just, I'll say, you have everything, you know. From 1943 and 1945, they was terrible. Because of the Germany, they was close to us. The America, she came with aeroplane and bomber to us. And they knocking down most of the city down in Castelnuovo, which you have gone up and buy the grocery, or the, you know, like a little pots if you want to Utica, they was all
Just wrecked.
wrecking down with the plane. They come every day on a, once in a while because of the Germany. They come up in a closer to my town, like from Little Pots to Mohawk.
Yeah.
They stayed there for 2 years. There was as Mussolini built a bigger town over the train.
Yeah.
Under the bigger mountain, the village it was on top. And that's what the Germany, they was stationed there. There was the major, the you know, the company, I don't know how many companies there was, but they was there. So they come up in the town, they take a man, they take a food, anything they want when they want it.
Yeah.
And the little bit, the town was small, and the people, they was farm, they worked on a marvel. So there was, I have a lot of, between the food, there was no, there was you can have but a little bit to eat. But there was most of the scare, because you know, I have the partisan, there was in the mountain, there was in the sea, the 5th Army, the English major, it was up in a mountain to my town. They have their report there. That's why the America, she bring the plane with the parachute, she bring the stopper for them.
Yes.
One day I remember, one night they come in 1943. Yeah, it was 1944. They come up in the night, it was in the spring. They threw they threw the stopper, they threw
Supplies.
supply the parachute, they bring the food, clothes, money, army. But they missed the mountain because there was a night, and they threw up in my town, in the little town. So in the morning, the people from the town, they find some. Yeah, right. The people they worked, there was in a town, there was somebody was with Germany too. You know, there was in a Baglini, they was from Valle, but they worked with the Germany. And they went down and they tell her that, you know, then at night the American, they come with the place.
Then the Germans came up to get it.
They come up in a town and they want it, they stop us. So some of they keep it, the one they know was, but a couple of the after they come up in the daytime, an afternoon, and they bring it down to them. It was beautiful. They come up, they see all these big plane with a big parachute or the deeper collar, and they bring it very furnished. So it was between the American, the partisan, and the Germany. Right. Everybody was against us. So the younger men and the people, they was, you know, they don't live in a house. Everybody, most of them have the place. Some they live in a cellar, some they make a town, they up in a mountain, they was a cave.
Yeah.
And they stay in a cave. And so the people in the town, when you hear about the partisan, you know, the partisan, the Germany, they come into the town, there was passwords. Everybody started yelling, "Occhio per la penna," I mean, watch for the feather. So the way, if you hear the words like that, it means the Germans they come to the town.
Now, how did the Germans treat the people? Were they quite bad? Did you see them shoot anybody for
No, I see
partisans?
shoot anybody. But the day when they come in my town, it was in 1944. It was in the summer, and I don't remember the month exactly because it's so many years ago, but it was in the summer. And the major, he come up in a plaza, and they call all the people from the town.
Everybody had to come
went up to the plaza.
So they had a central square like
Central
plaza.
Square, yeah. And he said to us, I stay in a town for 40 days. I tell you people, if my soldier, they help, they arm you, they do anything that hurt you, just to come to me. I protect you, I punish my people. But if anybody kill it or do something to one of my soldier, I take 10 people for your town and kill it. No matter if it's a man, a woman, child, no matter what they do.
10 picked at
10
random,
people
no
for
matter
one.
who.
Yeah,
Yes.
no matter for one. So you don't have no choice. You have to be,
Well, yeah.
you have to be treated
But
right.
suppose that the partisans did something and you got blamed for it.
This town, everybody was the same idea. Because when you choose to fight it, you lose it.
Yeah,
So they
right.
take it, they watch it, alert, and they have the ammunition to do it if they want to do it. But they never touch it, they never do it. So the SS they watch. But if you stay for
The
40
SS?
days, the SS.
They were kind of mean
No,
to some people.
they were so younger boy, they were so nice, they stay
Oh.
there. They live behind my house, and they have the prison, they have the Mongolian, they have people, they pray in the morning when the sun come out. I never saw it, because I live in a smaller town in Italy, I never see it. The one they have the turban, and they go up in the
yeah.
morning and pray when the sun come out.
British Sikhs, I believe you would call them now.
I don't know.
Sora was telling me about this the other day.
No, there was, I don't know, I think it was the one they pray the morning.
Well, the British had a whole bunch of
But they
different
was with the German.
nationalities.
Well, they was with the
Oh,
German.
they were with
They
the
was
Germans.
with them, but the SS, they stay there. They have all this prison. They have the Russia prison. They have the colored people, the one with the ring on the nose.
Yeah, those were the Sikhs.
They was with the Germany. They have a prison down there. When they came
The
for 40
Germans had
days,
captured them from the British. Yeah,
they
okay.
bring it to us down there. They have in a house. They live in a house like us because they don't was any camp, the concentration. I think so. They stay in a house, and there was.
How
place-
did they treat the prisoners?
like normal people, they don't do anything because they was living just like us. They live in a house, and they told us if you need it one time, my Gino, he was sick because it was one day my husband, they said that he went out in a mountain, and was home in the night because they said the Germany, they come over, he was to sleep outside in the woods. I don't know what he was anyway. I don't want to stay all by myself in my house because I have 2 little children. And so I went to my mother home. I stayed with my mother. And Gina was young. He was a little boy. And you have the curfew down there. You can get out from 7 dark in the night and 7 o'clock in the morning. One day was in the town.
Yeah.
You can't get out. So, so I was out all night long with my father and my mother in the kitchen. They what do you call it, when they walk up and down, garden up and down in the street. They saw the light from the keyhole, and they knock on the door.
Oh.
And they asked me why I was up all night till I died, because I saw my mother and father was there. I have a Gino in a little bassinet. I see my little boy sick. I can't go up the stairs because it's not quiet place. It's cold, So I stay over there. So, these 2 soldiers, the German soldiers, they come inside of the house. And they ask, was your husband? Naturally, see me, I was younger with a little boy. I say, oh, my husband, he went down in Massa, get some salt from the ocean, because you don't have a salt in the town.
Yeah.
So he'll be back tomorrow morning. I say, can I go tomorrow morning, meet him up in the mountain, because he told me, I have to go. He said, yeah, you can go. He said, nobody told you, after the curfew, you can travel any place you want. So, okay. So I know was it on the animal. I don't know what he was really, because he come home at night. I know he was in the woods in some place. So my plan in the morning, they're going up and look for.
Anybody in the woods, the Germans would assume he was a partisan.
Oh yeah, if they find it, they
shoot
kill
him.
it.
Yeah, that's
If they find it, they kill just the same because he was young.
even out at the curfew. If you went outside
No,
the
he
curfew,
went out
they
in the
probably...
day, in the day. From the people in the town, they know they're supposed to come. So all the younger boy, a man, they were the age of under the army.
They sent him in the army, right?
Yeah, they took it. They was in the woods. So in the morning when I get up, I make it believe I'm going up and pick him up the woods up in a mountain. When I reach outside of the city, the town, what I know he's supposed to be, I started calling him by name, Nello. Nobody answered me. I said, but she said, what happened? I think something happened. So finally he answered me back. I said, come home, because of the Germany, they don't touch you. They went back home. They was, so they really, they never treated us. They never do anything in the town.
No.
No, they never.
But other towns they did.
Well, in the other town, but they know was really fault for them to do it, because it was the people from the town they gone up and squeal today. It's the same to Mike Ciccone uncle and my godfather, John.
Yeah.
John. See now, yeah, they took it because of somebody from it was 1944. They took the Germany, they started to build the road on my town in 1944, because they want to go on top of the mountain over there. They build the road, but bring the cannon top of La Tambura, they call it, mountain.
Yeah.
And they was the guardian. My brother-in-law Tony, this is John Pellinacci, they was the guardian. But he was the day, the other two people, Romulo and another man, he was in the night. So one night, somebody went up and blow the bridge beyond my town for going down the Castel, for going down by the Germany, there was a Campogiano. So the Germany, they can come up to the town with a truck, so they can come up and take the men. They have walked, they figure they have a more chance. They run like that, and they bring up with the truck. And they don't make it the job. Maybe the one they went down and tried to blow the bridge, they don't know the use of the dynamite. They make a big, just a hole in the middle of the bridge, and the other one, they stay there. So the Germany, natural one, they heard that. The only dynamite that was in the town, it was the one they have inside of the White House where they keep it.
Yeah.
So nobody said, that's what they said, it was people from the town, because of the two people, they was in the night. When they told my brother-in-law, John, they said, can you change? Because the one he was in the night, he was the one he worked with the Germany. You know, the people in the town, you know the one they was. Yeah. And they asked him, please, can you take my place today? I'm going up work for you tonight. And they said, sure, why not, take it. So they went up on a day, and that's when the Germany, two soldiers, they went up, and they asked they was talking with the other friend, and they went up and they said, who was the guardian over there in the day, the guardian. He said, I am. So they took it, and they say, you ever coming down to Campogiano, the major, want to talk with you? They don't say nothing to him. So he went down, he figured to go down to Campogiano, to talk with the major. He said to my brother-in-law, I'll be back, when I finish, I'll be back before dark. It was an afternoon, later on in the afternoon, it was summer, in the springtime. When he reached down past the town, Valle Soto, there's a little town, before you reach the Campogiano, they bring him up in the woods, and they kill him.
The Germans did.
The Germany, they kill him.
Was he really the one who did it? Or
no,
he didn't do it.
No, he don't do it, but they don't ask no question. They just ask about you, the guardian. He say, yes, I'm the guardian, I'm the watchman. And they bring, you don't know nothing about it until, what's up for them when he see him. So that's it. If it happen like that, but if they ever come really to work to my town, they never hurt anybody. The SS, they was there for 40 days, they was friendly, and they help us if you need a medicine, if you, anything. There was time, like I said, there was food. If you want to do, I went myself for some time with a little pen in my hand, going up in a line with the soldier, with the lunch, the
regular army
food in the lunchtime when they have it. And like I said, it was that they treat us just like it. There was two Germans, they live next door to me, the one he have he watch this prison.
Prison guard.
Yeah, prison guard. They have it, and they live there. And they talk to us, he teases me all the time, because my son, the one who died, was blonde with the blue eyes. And they told him he was Camarade. He said, oh, he's a Camarade. I said, no, he's Alpino. My husband, he was a soldier, he was an Alpino. He was a Camarade, I have no German. It was really friendly, that's it, because nobody do anything in the town. But after that, if you do something, like I say, yes, you have the discipline. They come up and, like at the time when And the little town next mine, June 13th, there was a reshed of the little town, they call it. The boy, there was under boy and a mountain, the partisan, and somebody, like I say, in the town, they squealed,
Yeah.
and the Germany, they went up, it was 1944, and they took in the morning, early in the morning, they bring them down in the plaza, there was a place where they have it, there was in front of the church, they say, there was a little square, and they put it, they call all the people in the town, and they say, they take this boy, 7 by 7, and they shoot it, and then they fall down, there was a little ditch on the other side, that they kill it, under boy from the age 18 to 20 years old.
How many?
Under,
100.
1 under.
100.
Yeah, 1 under boy from the age 18 to 20, they was.
Yeah. How close was that to your town?
Oh, it's just like Mohawk, Little Falls, Maryville, and Newville. It's just a little town like that, just like us over there. They was close. One boy, he was stay with me. He was working a town. He was staying close next door to me. He went up and see the mother, visit the mother, and that's what he, when he come back. He went up a Friday and they kill him. He come back and work. It was just all neighbor like over there, Lily, Mohawk, Little Falls.
Imagine that town remembers that too today.
They remember, like, you remember a lot of them. Like I said, they know what they said the Germany they was, but at fall it was most of the people in the town. The people, the Italian people, because they help it, they squeal it. So like the day they took 2 men from my town, because I don't remember the American, one German plane, he fall down on top of the mountain in my town, and there was 4 German soldiers dead than it. And the people from my town, the boy from the town, they went up and pick him up with the man anyway. Not the boy they went up. The man, they went up and pick him up with his body, and they bring him down in the town. I was the one, I washed the piece of chunk of the man. He was still in a dress, they put in a little basket.
Yeah.
And they bury in a cemetery, in my cemetery in the town. Now somebody went up to there was the gorilla. Somebody from the town, they went up to the major, the English major, the one who was the partisan and command, and they tell it, because that was true, the Germany, they come, the one from Poggio, they come up and give a bigger funeral, to the town. Do you have a march? You are fascista. See, I was a fascista when Mussolini come. So you have a march, they want you march in a parade, when this is Germany, they bring it to the cemetery, they have the parade, they march for these 4 soldiers. And somebody went up to this gorilla, they tell the fascista captain to the Maitan, another boy, they was the one, he make us force to do this, and then it was true. So then, but somebody tell, and they come up one night, and they talk it, and they bring up on a mountain. The 2 from my town, and the one from Valle Sotto, Domenico, you have the name of the one from Valle Sotto. He was the one, he was working a cereal. They give it the food stamp, like they put the food stamp, like the
Ration stamp.
Ration
yes,
stamp.
I remember this.
And when he said that to young boy, they say, why you don't go? Because when the king is surrendered after 1943,
Yes.
Carlo Alberto, Principe Umberto and Badoglio, he make the back of the army. He called back the one that's 20 years old. He called back the draft again. He put it in Malare. They stay home. They don't want to go. And they don't want. So when the younger boy like that, he go down to him. He say, why you not going in the army? So Mussolini can feed you. He can give you food and everything. You don't ever come over there. So somebody, they went up and told this thing up on a partisan, and they pick him up him to the night. One, they took the 2 people from my town in 1944.
That's all 3 then. They
There
had
was a
one
3.
other one, 3, yeah. Did
when
they shoot them?
No, but they was up on a mountain, Caregine, where they have the play, the airport. It was, now after he became my brother-in-law, he was Cesare. He was a partisan. He was living in my town because he was the boyfriend of my sister. He was working, almost all the people from the town. He was there when the parade, the fascist and everything, he was there in the town. The night, they don't have no jail, nothing. They put in a smoker house, the people, little houses, when they
Smoke meat and
they
stuff.
smoke the chestnuts.
Oh,
And in Italy
chestnuts.
they have a chestnuts, the little building, what they call is smoker house, and then they call it metado. And they smoke the chestnuts now. And these people, they was in the jail, they was the one. So my brother-in-law, he was there, he was a partisan in the time. And he saw these three men, he knows it. He went over and said, oh, John, the one he had named Angelo, said, what are you doing? And they tell, so it so happened. And the guardian, the one that was guardian, they told it to the big major, they said, oh, Cesare in order to Angelo. So the major called, he said, Cesare, this, he said, I was somebody, what happened? They said, so what happened? He said, no, that's not true. They do this, and they come up in a town, they ask it. Everybody said no. So they send it back. But the one from Valle Soto, they don't send it back because of the people in the town, and they told it. So they talk to him in the morning, and the couple, I don't know how long they stay, maybe a week than that, before the time. And they bring outside, they give a pick a shovel, he have a dig his grave.
And then they shot him right into
After
the
they
grave.
say, my brother Lloyd told us that when he come back, he said, take your clothes with the underwear, and then they gave it to one, he went inside to the grave and they buried it in it. That was the German style.
Yeah.
They do that.
Yeah. If you didn't bother them,
If you don't bother, they don't bother you.
but if you were a patriot and wanted to fight for the country, then you were in trouble. And
Well,
so
yeah,
was
you're
your
not supposed
family, probably.
Yeah, everybody have
And the
it, but
village,
outside
the
of that,
whole
no.
thing. Yeah.
The Germany, 2 years they stayed there, there was, like I said, in my town, the only time about to my personal life of the day, was June 29, 1944. I never forget how long to live it. That was just after they killed John, the man, my godfather, John. My husband, he went down with his cousin, and they said it was early in the morning, by 9 o'clock, like that, I heard the machine gun. I said, oh my God, it's just out of, the Germany, they come, and my Johnny was in the school. I said, come on, I want to go get a Johnny, because I don't think about Tonello, because everybody have a place to hide.
To hide.
They're hiding inside
Yeah.
the school, after I told you about to myself, what he have the places to go in. And so when I opened the door to go up and look for my son in the school, I saw my husband walk in the main row. He have two gentlemen in the back, and one in the front. Yeah, the machine gun with the little short one with the little hole, he call it
Yes.
taboo in Italian.
Well, the Germans
Yeah,
had a
they have
Schmeiser,
one in the
which
back
was
of
one
my
the
husband,
worst, yeah.
and one in the front. So I forget at the school, I walked
Yeah.
to over, meet to him. When I was down in the row, he saw me, I said, Nello, what happened? Because he was born in Little Falls.
Yes,
He
he's
have
an
this
American
card,
citizen.
that's the card of identification. It was Nello Franchi, born in Little Falls, United States, America. And when they saw him, they stopped him. They let him walk until, reach the road, across to the main road, to come home. He was behind them, he was in front. They don't say nothing until they don't see him across they come home. They have to take a little pat. And they stop it, they say, show me your paper. So he gave it to him. And when they saw he was born in Little Falls, he tried to say, Americans, American, American.
Yeah.
He keep saying, no, I'm Italian. He can't say because it was, so they think he was American soldier.
Ah,
And so when there was boy, the Lieutenant Giuseppe Giorgi was a lieutenant in the army, but it was home. He talked Germany. He was home and leave it. I never go back after him. At the time, he was home and leave it.
yeah.
So I said, Nello, I go now to ask Joe, to talk to them and explain. So he can do it. I was afraid to go, so I followed him. I went to walk with him, and they took us some plaza. When I was there, the people already in the town, they know it. They see me.
Right in the center
Yeah,
plaza
yeah,
there.
in the road where most everybody. This man, he was there, Beppe, and another, the captain, the black short, the German,
fascists,
the
yeah.
fascist.
Yeah.
And they asked me, Lucia, what happened to Nello? I told her, so they told he was American because he's born in America, born in Little
Yeah.
Falls, and they think he's American soldier.
Uh-huh.
So, and there, these two men, and myself and my husband, the soldier, the German, they was behind. I stayed by my husband, and walk. They take us to go cross to the city, and go turn to the mountain where the marble they was, where
The Marble
You know,
coins, yes.
my husband said to me, they think they kill him anyway. They
Yeah,
say
it's
they're taking me
starting to
out
look
to the
like it,
town
doesn't
and they're
it?
killing me.
Yeah.
He said, if they taking me up in the woods like a John, I don't want to go up in the woods. When I'm up about side of the town, but I see they took me up in the woods, I just turn back, I punch one or the other, so they shooting me down on the road, and you can find in my body. Yeah, I keep it talking, like I try to make him a little, say, what you think about that and this and that. So, and when I was out to the town, the last house, they stop it, and these two men, they talk with this one in the front. Maybe it was the sergeant, it was the one, and they talk. I don't know what they say because I was on one side of the road, and my husband he was on to the other side, to face each other, and they was talking, and in the meantime, when I was talking to him, I looked down from the road that come up from the town, and there was three my neighbor, the Germany they have there too. I said to my husband, Nello, now if you're going up and die, you don't die all alone, I said. You die with a friend, because I said, Domé, Gianni, Berto, the Germany, they have them too. He said, oh yeah, and so in the meantime, when they bring it back, and the one he was talking with the two men, the Gianni and Beppe, they told it to my husband, he said, go home, you go home. I said, okay, so they send us home, both one. After I asked why, they send home the other one too. They don't keep the other three men. They was send home. So I asked Beppe why, Giuseppe, the man. I said, why they was so mad with Nello? Happened in a town, the Valle Sotto, there was two boys. They coming down. There was a gorilla up on the mountain.
Yeah.
And they coming down. One have a name. I call it Tello because I don't remember now. It was. He coming down to pick him up for the food in the night to home. In the morning, it was early in the morning, they tried to go back in the woods. There was a road at the creek. If they can make it past the road at the creek, there was the woods up. And the Germany was early in the morning, they saw it, and they shot. One he make it across to the woods, but the other one he don't make it. And they shot in the leg as he fall down. So when he was down in the ground down there, the Germany, they went up and asked him what he was, he don't want to talk it. So they kill it. They shoot him in a temple. They kill it down in front. So now all the mother and the father, all the neighbor, the people, it was in the neighbor in front of the house.
Uh-huh.
They was in the house. They looking. They see the mother and the father. They saw the son shot dead. After the Germany, they went over. They said, "Come on, anybody know this man?" Everybody said no. It was so strange. You can't say who he was because if they
Even
tell
if he was your son or
no,
your brother or your
nobody.
husband?
The mother, she was there. The father, the brother, and the sister, they saw.
They didn't say?
They say it was a stranger. So they left it. They covered with a blanket, and they left it there. They walk up of just one block, in a police station. They find that there was the police, they have army. So they burn it. So they find a partisan. They find the army. The first one that came in my town, they find my husband. He was born in America.
Oh,
That's what they was mad.
that's kind of bad, yeah.
They was bad, that's why I said. And after, for 1 week, the body was there. It was June 29, it was July, it was the week the boy was there. And the mother and the father.
Mother and father's house was
They
vacant?
can't touch it, they can't say nothing. So finally, there was a decomposer, some went down.
Yes.
And they tell the major, please, let us bury it, no matter where it is, bring in a cemetery. So they bring in a cemetery, and same with the John, the man they kill it. When they after 2 weeks, they find the body. They don't let us go to the funeral. They don't do nothing. They put in a little wagon with a cask, and the Germany, the guardian, nobody, not the wife and not the children, nobody in the town. They have to go closer to the wagon. They bring in the cemetery by itself, and they bury them in.
This is the card, your ID card. You
Yeah.
had to carry that anywhere you
Yeah,
went?
any place with it.
Okay, maybe Mr. Liacono can get a close-up shot
That's
of
the
this
name
card.
of front.
And then your picture's inside. Could you
Yeah.
open it up and see? And everybody had to carry one of those
Everybody.
cards.
Well, Mussolini was in power. In 1944, in my town, it was in September. Boy from America, soldier, ran away. He was lost in some place. I don't know now. I don't remember where he fell down.
Yeah.
The plane. He came in my town. The name was Bruce, but an house you call Bruno.
Yeah.
He stayed there from September And he come over, have no clothes and nothing. Everybody have give a clothes,
Right.
and they no
I
have no
suppose the
shoes.
Germans had caught him there.
They were no. That's why they
It would have been
came.
big trouble.
Oh, there was big trouble. But they was he stayed with us, and each one in the family, they come. He come. There was two family, three people. They can talk English.
Yes.
So they help him or the other one, and they feeding him. One time he was in my house. Because they don't have too much food, so each family they call him. Everybody feed it. The day was in my house. He showed me the picture. He have a sister, mother. The sister, she was in the Air Force because she was told me she fly. When you call him, he said, Bruno, come on, eat it, mangiare, wow. It was there. He asked me, I have eggs. Then he asked me what the name was. He want to know. He tried to talk English. He stayed from September and October 28th because there was a night before my junior born at 29. My sister-in-law, him, a whole bunch of the younger boy in the town, when they know the Germany, they come and they took him and they take up in the woods like they was. Nobody know he was in the town.
Right. The person who was just interviewed before you, Mr. Staffel, he was hidden out by people in France the same way.
Same
Yes,
Bruno.
probably, yeah.
He was from New York.
From New York?
From New York State. But the state is so big.
Oh, you never found out where he was from?
My God, it was in 1944. If I know, I came to America in 49. I asked him. It was just a bruise.
40 years ago.
44.
Yeah.
And they took it.
42 years.
They left in a night, on October 28th. They left with a bunch of the kids. That's what Sauro said, the boy. The other one, they was before.
Now, why did people become partisans?
Because
they didn't like the Germans. They didn't like
they don't
the
like
fascists.
going on. No, they don't. They don't want to go up in a war. That's an old young boy. Like my husband. Why you ever go back? Because he come home in 1943. Why do you ever go fight with fight because of the time you fight with a black shirt against the
Mussolini's people.
Mussolini. They was the one they make more trouble with the Germany. There was the night that they was Sauro said to me. They wasn't the Germany. They was the black shirt that they come up and pick them up for the man.
Yeah.
It was.
They were worse than the Germans.
They was worse. They was with the Germany than Poggio. They fight with them.
Yeah.
But the Germany, like I said, they stay for 40 days. They never touch anybody. But the black shirt, that's the one the day when Sauro tell about the chicken. It was on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
And Nelly was home. And my uncle, they come, my brother, my younger brother come over. It was snow like that outside of the house. He come down, Nello, run away because of the Germany, they coming. I said, where you run? So in the cellar, I put a yard, what do you call it? The wood, pile of wood. Stack of woods in the cellar. And the floor, you have the plank, and wood plank.
Right.
So the one by the wall, take one out. So, and by the same lane down the stairs of the wood, you have the same lane, the yard. So if he get out inside of there, all the other side, they was closer. There was just enough room with him to stay inside. And the other was flat on top. So if nobody squeal, if they open up the door, they think it was pile of wood. He was behind between the wall and the wood. So I say, you can't go out because if you go out in the snow, and they see the track and they catch you. So go down in the cellar.
They would have put him back in the army.
Oh, they kill him.
Oh, they'd have killed him.
Oh yeah, the time they kill him if they catch him because there was
all young men that age.
Yeah.
They wanted.
So he went down in the cellar. Just in time I put the blanket back. I take Gina with a little boy. I just wrap in his jacket. I walk outside. It was two these black shorts that walk up to. They said to me, Signora, what's your husband? I said, oh, he went to church.
Yeah.
I said, look at the people down there. See how many they walk. There was a church. Maybe you catch already because it was in Germany, or the black short. They have already a bunch of the men.
Well, they caught some.
I said, maybe it's with the gang of the there. I say, because he went to church. It was a vesper afternoon. He left for going to church, so he's no home. If you don't believe in me, I say, you can come inside and look. So I think they believe in me because I don't make any fuss. I say, well, he went to church. So I get out, I went in the front of the row. I stay in front. So my neighbor, he come up from the Molino, he have a bag of the chestnuts of flour. He come up
Made flour
for
for
make a
bread out of
polenta. No,
chestnuts.
for polenta, not flour. You can make bread, but it was like a polenta you make. So this black short, they saw him, and they let it through the flour and a ground on it, and they took it. So the wife and myself and the wife put inside it, and she said, Lucia, you watch it, my house. I gonna up what happened to Guido. I said,
That was
okay,
her husband.
Sylvia. It was his husband. I said, okay, Sylvia, you go. I stay and watch your house in my house. And she said to me, what's an Ellis? An Ellis in the cellar. So, and I was there, with my watch in front of the house. And they came, my neighbor next door, he was up and upstairs under the bed. And when he went inside, the wife, they say, what's your husband? Oh, I said, no, So I said, you want to go upstairs? She said, no, I'm not going upstairs. So they went upstairs, he was under the bed, and they took him.
What did they do to him?
No, after they sent it back because he was so old age,
Too old.
He was too old. The other one, my neighbor, the Berto, they took it, and Janine, they took it. So the only one, he was in Ello. The younger one, he was under the cellar.
He was in the cellar, yeah.
When I was there waiting, there was one sergeant, this black shirt, he come up and with the machine gun, he shot it to the children up in the air. There was, down in the valley. He shot with the machine gun. I said, what do you do that for? I said to him, you're Italian like I am. Why are you
shooting it?
Why are you shooting? Oh, the children, they run around on it. I said, sure they run around, they scared. I said, after he said to me, what happened to the old man, the man over there in this town? He said, no, younger man. He said to me, where they going? I said, you Italian like I am. I said, where they going? Some 3 division, then in Russia, because all people from my town, the boy from my town is an Alpine. It's an Alpine, and they lost the name. They don't come back. The only one is my husband and the other 2 boys. All the other one, 20,000 men. And most is all from us, Garfagnana. I said, then Russia. Some, they're still prison when they was in Albania and in France. They don't come back. You know how much. It take 20 years for raise a boy, for raise the man, I say.
Yeah.
They don't grow up like a mushroom.
Mussolini volunteered to help Hitler in Russia, and everybody died,
So they don't come back at the 3 division.
Yeah.
Neither my brother-in-law, 5 out 6 men from my town, they still lost.
Yeah,
They don't know. They never tell us. But that's the one that bothered us more. The black shirt.
They were worse than the Germans.
So when I was there, 3 or 4, they come back again. They come up, and there was a chicken. My neighbor, she have a chicken. There was a nest. He said to me, "Can I have a chicken?" I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "No, mine." I said, "That's my neighbor." I was a visit to my neighbor. I don't tell I was leaving there because there was I said I was a visit to my neighbor, and you take the husband. And she told me to stay and watch the house until she don't be back. If you want a chicken, I said, I don't leave it. I said, go up the next street up on the hill down there, and the last little house, when you go up, it's a little porch with a grape wine on top. I said, go over, ask Lucia. She telling me I have a big roost. Tell her that it was my father and mother house. I said, go up and ask it. They give it to you. There's a big roost, there's a chicken, and they give it to you. She said, okay. And they went up, they went to my mother and father, they gave it.
They got the chicken.
But there was one chicken, I have a little hole over there in a cellar, and she keep it going in my cellar. She keep it go back and forth. I said, oh my God, if they
Where
know
your
now,
husband was
well,
down
my
in
husband,
there,
I said,
yeah.
if he hear me talk with this sergeant at Holly,
Yeah.
he was so scared. He told me, he said, if they open the door, they go inside it because if they support, they come over. When I told I can give it to the chicken, they said, why you ask a call? They went back in the chicken coop and they took it to my neighbor. So I said, if they do that to me now, if they see the chicken going inside to my cellar, they open the cellar, my husband, he died before.
They found
if
they
they
were
get a
found.
heart attack, no, they don't see it. But he get a heart attack when he hit open the door, I said, behind there, he can't, I don't know what happened.
That was close.
Oh,
Close,
geez.
as
And
close as
they took all the men, they bring up in a place down there, they have a hall, and
Yes.
they put it there, they talk after they send it back home. But they was so scary. They was so scared when they was like, what happened like that? That's what I mean. It was more hard to us from 43 to 45 because between the...
Then the English came in 45 and liberated the area, or were there Americans involved too?
No, no America come up to us. There was the night before there was the end, 14, the war ended, and the night by 6 o'clock, couple days before, the German in this place, there's a bigger house in a palazzo, call in Italian. And they have all the ammunition inside of this palazzo and the barrel. A couple days before that, they told us, they call us, and they want to blow up inside of there. They want to blow the ammunition because I think they know they can make it.
They can't get
because
out.
in America, she was already with closer to Genoa and to the other with and they was down in America. She stayed for 6 months, closer to Albany to Little Falls. They was there, the American troops.
They didn't move. The
They
line
don't
stayed
move.
there.
They stay there every day. You hear and at
Hear the
night you see
guns
the
and
gun,
the-
you see the fire
Yeah.
when they shoot each other. But they stay there. So in the spring, maybe they have an idea, or no, so they have between the army, they have the secret. So, and then a couple days before they come up and they call us, and they say, if you want to come out, help us to take the ammunition outside of the town, okay. If you don't want to do, they blow up the net, they blow all
There
the town.
goes the town, yeah.
So everybody, the one that can walk and they can carry, take a pail, and they tell you call it a big basket. So carry the ammunition outside of the town.
Good thing nobody dropped one.
Well, I think Gandhi was there to help us anyway. And another, behind my house, there was a creek, that the creek, just the water came, one rain in the spring, whatever, but outside it was
Dry most of the time.
They divided like that. When they was all clean the house, they told us that they go inside, stay in a house, leave all the door open, the window open, they go in the cellar, or stay out, which one am I out? This is better in a house in a cellar. So everybody went in the cellar, and they
Yes.
blow up this
Big boom,
ammunition. Both the sides outside of the town. But the one by my house, they was closed. Boy, I was in the cellar to my mother. I went to the shaking the house just like it was more the earthquake in 1921.
Yeah.
But they do. The day when they march, they come up and they want to build the road that go with the ticket. But they can make it from my town. They pass it from another town. They call it Piazza al Cerchio, from the Poggio. With the army, with the car and all
The tanks and all that,
tanks,
yes.
they go the way. All the army, the men and foot, they go up to my town. They pass. There was an afternoon by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the night they march.
These were all British.
Oh no, there was all the Germany.
Oh, the
they
Germans
went away.
leaving. Oh,
they leave it. They
okay,
go up and
I
meet
see.
the Germany when they can have it.
Yeah, when they finally got
They
pushed
don't
back,
have it.
they ran.
They was in a little basket, most close anyway. They don't have no way to go on it. The only way they have it from my town, if they
right
can
over.
make it by the ocean to the other side.
Any Air Force action, American or British Air Force?
But now, the night when they left, when they come over, just a couple hours after they marched, they was inside the far away from my town in the woods. The American plane, they come over. That's the one I said they look like they were big mouth.
Oh,
they
yes,
come
yeah.
so close down.
Shark's teeth.
Yeah, they look big fish with a big, they come so
You
close.
saw them close.
I saw. Yes. I saw many, but the night it really come, and they don't see it because it was already under there was a lot of chestnuts tree.
The
And
Germans hid.
The Germany, they was already out in the mountain. They tried. The war finished. That's when they from my town. They was just like over there. They're going to Eureka. No, because it was in a mountain the other way. You walk a couple hours to walk from my town. 3 hours most you walk. They call it Aula or the walk and they say they was next day when the Americans came from the ocean, from Lake Horn and La Spezia,
Yes.
and they destroy all the German army. Then
Yeah.
nobody they said purely, and it was black short. But they passed right in front of my house, march.
The whole German army.
The
went
whole
there.
German army, they was there. And the next day, when the morning, the night, it was midnight. My husband, he was home the night. He don't want to go up in the woods, he stay home. It was midnight. I hear the town people yelling, talking. I said, oh, geez, what happened? So I woke up, I opened up the window, I recognized the voice of the younger boy that was talking. I called, Domi, what you do up? What happened? He said, the American, Colonello, the America they come, the America son vai, son piazza. I said, if it's the America, I don't call in the morning. When I get up in the morning, they know what's the America. There was all the black people. They was all in front of my house. Down there with ration, they have the big box. They open up, but they try to make a fire down there.
Yes.
They have the big nose with the wing down there. They was
Yes.
the Fifth Army.
Zorro told me they were British
Yeah, the
troops from
Fifth Army.
India. They came from
The
India.
Fifth
these
Army,
people,
they
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And they, after that, they march back and they go, but they was, they know was,
Then the war was over for you
Yeah.
after that.
and it was over for everybody. They
Yeah.
finished it.
That was it, yeah.
But there was trouble over there.
It was
I saw
bad.
I saw the Germany, I saw the America, not America, the Fifth Army,
The British first.
the British,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
major. And it was,
Well, I'll bet you were real glad when that was all over.
oh, everybody was glad. But especially to us, in 2 years, it was terrible.
Yeah.
In America, she came, and there was a plane, every night, an American plane, they come over. And they call it La Cicogna. I think they come for the partisan.
Dropping supplies for the
Yeah,
partisans.
and they bomb one day in the afternoon, they bomb a lot of time I Sotto. There was 2 Germany down there, they have the cow. And lucky there was all in a field. You ever see the bomber, they make a hole like a
Oh, yeah.
break down.
Yeah.
And they was covered with when they lay down, and when they get up, when you go by, you see the 2, they look like a grave. When they get up at the Germany, they know hurt it because they come over the Germany, they want to build the road. After now they build it Italy, they build the road for going to Viareggio. And that's what they try to do, and that's what America, they come with
They
airplane and bomb it.
Right.
One day there was 2 boys in my town, they make the charcoal hole up in the mountain. And the charcoal hole is just like a teepee, Indian teepee.
Yeah.
They make it like that, and they have smoking, and
Yeah.
they smoke it. And maybe this American, they don't know what they was. Lucky the 2 boys, they was home for lunch. If they know, they kill up there. They bomb it on top of them.
Well, when you're flying through 300-400 miles an hour, it's hard to see
But that's
exactly
what
what it is.
I know, but sometimes a while, because it wasn't a thing. It was just a little tiny, smaller. They knocking down everything. It was the hospital, the church, the cemetery, and everything they knocking down. They don't touch the other one.
A lot
That's
of
why-
damage, a lot of damage.
That's why I asked Angela. I said, "You wasn't the one you come and bomb us?" He said, "No, it was a German." I said, "Good."
You thought he might have been one.
Impossible.
Well, the war is over, and,
Thank you, God.
and
Yes.
you made it. Everybody in your family survived the war.
Yeah, nobody, no, my time really, like I said, there was just a John.
But a lot of other people did not
But
do
all
as
the
well.
other time, like a Valle Soto, there was another time when one day 2 boys from Roggio, 2 boys, 1 girl from Roggio.
Uh-huh.
The partisan, the Germany, they took it and they killed, nobody know where he was. And my godmother's son, they killed it. And then it was January, and lucky March the war ended. It was with the Germany, there was a soldier with them.
Yeah.
But one day he tried to come home and see his grandparents in my town. And the friend, the soldier, the Italian soldier, they squealed, he wanted to go home, he ran away. So
Said
they-
he was a deserter.
he was
huh?
a deserter, and
Yeah.
they killed her there. But somebody knows the family, the mother, she come down every day after that. He sent a note to the town. And the mother, she was in a town, and she went down and visited for a month, and every day she bring a lunch to him and visit in a prison. The last day, one day she went down, because of the Germany, they have the law. This prison, the one day there was a deserter, the one they want to kill it.
Yeah.
They take it. In the morning before the sun come out, they bring in a field and they kill it.
Yeah.
When the sun was out, they stop until next day. So the morning when they went down it, there was a bad turn, the name was. They said, "Ma, today it's my turn, they killing me now."
Yeah.
So when he was talking with the mother, in the meantime when the sun come out, he said, "That's a saver now." She went down with the 2 brother-in-law she ever done it. So next day, they kill him. And now the mother, when she went down, she met some friend, the son over there in the army. And when they kill him in a field, they mark the place where he was buried. And it was in February and March and April the war ended. So this boy, they come and tell it to the mother where he was buried. And they went down and dig it. And the grave, you know, the body, they bring in the cemetery. A lot of the other one, they don't know. It's many buried in the field and nobody know. Like the woman from Rojo and the two men from Rojo. Nobody know what happened, what they are.
No.
So they know. They took it one day in the afternoon. And they come up with a car and they took it down.
Thousands and thousands of people
And
died.
two young boys, they took one day, 18 boys from Rojo. They took it too.
Yes.
And the first time they ran away. They ran away. And the second time they bring up an amount over there what they call a Monte di Rojo. And they tell it that dig is a grave. They give it a pick shovel and they dig the grave. After that, they put one on the side, one this side, the one German shoot the one and this one, and they fall down on top of each other. And they bury it in a field and in Monte di Rojo. But the family, after they find the body, they pick them up. But a lot of they don't know. So many people bury all over.
All gone.
In another little town closer, one day, the mother, she lost 4 children in the afternoon. They take all the money. Our mother, four sons, they kill her. And then one day, down in another little town closer to us.
People here in the United States don't realize, I don't think, what happened in other parts of the world. We've been extremely fortunate that we've never been invaded. There's been no conquering army here or anything.
That's what I say to sometimes when I see the water now, Vietnam, this place, I say, no, that's terrible. When you don't know, you know, day by day, if you live or if you die.
It's always bad for the civilians, yes. They're right square in the middle and they have no place to go.
No.
And they can't fight back and they can't run. You're stuck.
You run.
There's no place.
Any place you run is the same. And like us, it was like if it's something kept over there in the forts, you can go to Utica, you can go to Albany.
It's all bad right there. Same.
Same to us. It was a small little place. You ever be inside of that? Where you going? No. Like I said, they crossed a lot of, like a Gino, like the man, like Bruno, the American boy.
Yeah.
They crossed in the mountain.
Hide in the mountains.
And no, they crossed in the mountain at night. They took him to Lake Horn. There was some Viareggio, the American, and they took him with American. They bring it.
Okay.
But another boy, the one he called Gino, he was with another soldier, the Sicilian, a Navy man. He ran away too.
Yeah.
The boy in Martani was in the army. He was I was the age. That's why he don't go. They tried to cross the mountain. They're going to Viareggio too because the Germany, the American, they was already there.
Get to the American
there was
lines.
American line. But it was when they was up on a mountain, and they find this this to Germany then, and they was and they take it, and when they give it to the shovel, they dig the grave, they talk each other on Italian, and they say, okay, you ever die anyway. It's better do something. So when both they give the password, they say, when I saw these words, each one they to shovel the dirt and face it to them, they run away. So it's better they kill us when you run, and the big killer stand over there and let us kill it.
Yeah. That's
what they figure. And Gino told us when he come back, because you don't know until March. You know, they went in the fall until in April, the 44. And when he come back in April after the war, he come back in the town. Because until then, nobody know if he was reaching the safety.
Both get away or just one?
You don't know if the other two, because when they threw the shovel,
he ran.
The Sicilian, the Navy, he ran first this way. And Gino, my paisan, he just stand there, you know, he baby froze a little bit. But at the Germany, they saw the other one, still he was there with the shovel. People, this one is going away. So they started chasing the other one. He ran to the other opposite. You know, one this way, one the other way. So you don't know either.
Never know if the other goes.
Because like you said, they don't see each other. When he come back, he was starving. Before, when he left, he scared. He was starving. He can't talk.
Still stuck.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
That's what he said. What happened when he reached the farmhouse in some place you don't know.
You'd be pretty scared if you were digging your own grave with a couple people standing.
That's what he said. It was terrible.
Well, Miss Franchi, it's been very good that you would talk to us about these things. After all these years, it's been 40-some-odd years. And you remembered them quite well.
I remember a lot of things. When I think about it, I remember a lot of it. The scary and the good one. Thank you, God. I mean, I know it was saved all my family.
Very good, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.